This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. Well, Kanye stands and Drake stands. These are like diehard fans from each side, right? It's almost like politics. They're nuts, okay? People are justifying this and that. Now people are trying to say that Kanye did 500 and something thousand the first week, okay? There's this specific Twitter page that's saying that. And I know what they're trying to say. They're trying to say 520. They're trying to say he did 520. And they're trying to say Sunday to Sunday, right? They're adding those up. When really he doesn't get that. And I knew that was going to be an excuse for Kanye. You know, like, oh, he dropped on a Sunday and it ends on this day. You know, he didn't get a full week. But he shouldn't have dropped on a, if he was concerned about that, he shouldn't have dropped on a Sunday. He should have just waited to drop with Drake, right? And then just split the fans, right? So supposedly he's done 520 so far, right? Now Drake supposedly is on par. I'm going to be fair here, okay? Drake's on pace to do. Really, the first week that matters is what came in, and that's 309 for Kanye, right? But Drake was projected to do like 575 to 625, right? He's going to be lucky to get there. I'm going to be honest with you, because I'm looking at the Spotify streaming, right, numbers versus Donda streaming numbers on Spotify, because they display the plays. And unless people are really just going to Apple Music crazy, right? It's looking like Drake is just not performing in an insane capacity. Now, this might be a slow... I told you, I still feel like both of these albums are subpar. Both of them, equally. There's 7 good ones on each one. You know, there's 7 good songs on each one that I would play over again. And I would probably play the CLB ones a little bit more, because they're not so drawn out. You know, the ones I like on CLB. Don't get me wrong, they're both equally great. Okay? But, these Drake fans and these, so people were saying, oh, he destroyed Drake, da-da-da. You know, they're coming up with excuses, and the Drake fans are going to come up with excuses too. It's very funny, man. It's funny how these people ride. So why can't your favorite artist have a bad album? Doesn't mean he's a whack artist. Now, I'd be surprised if Drake comes in and sells 800 the first week. I'll be really surprised, and that would mean, I mean, I guess it would mean he could, when people went to Apple Music more, his fans have Apple Music more, or things were maybe a little bit spooky on the streams. I don't know. Apple doesn't tell you how many streams it's doing. They're not very transparent with that. Spotify is a little bit more transparent. There's a top list. I just can't find it. I'm on the player. I'm not. Oh, I think you got to go on the thing. But, dude, I'm going to just say, like, you know, these guys are both having amazing weeks. I mean, anything over 500 is pretty crazy, right? And, you know, they both had bad albums. They weren't great. They weren't, like, buzzworthy to me, you know? These were mixtapes. These were mixtapes to me, I would be honest. So, still Drake on Apple. They're doing most of the streams on Apple, it looks like, the fans. And it's like really just like Drake. All Drake's tracks are still 1 through 21 tracks are just dominating the Apple Top 100 USA. And then you got mixed in with Donda after that. Donda holds the Hurricane, Off the Grid, and Moon. 3 of the best tracks off Donda are holding the next 3 spots. Then you got, even Meek is holding a 28 spot. That's pretty good. Well, he got that care package from Lil Baby and Lil Durk, don't forget. Then you got Jail and Praise God coming up next for Donda. And then what's next? Jonah. I see some of the other great ones are like so far below. Anyways, we'll see what happens with this. I mean, Drake's numbers will be in like a day or two. You'll know exactly what he did. And I mean, I think it's gonna be like 6 right there. But we could be wrong. Then we got Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar, when he was getting his deal, he had put a lot of music out in a video, I think. And he was on tour opening up for J-Rock. And Dr. Dre's people called him and he hung up on him because he didn't believe him. And they called again and they got through. And then once he got into studio, Dr. Dre made him show and prove what he could do, and he knew he had arrived. Now, these little stories I haven't heard. I haven't heard that story, but I don't watch a lot of Kendrick interviews either. I've just been watching a few more because he's kind of interesting and he's kind of going in a different direction now. Like, he's not only leaving Top Dog right now, he's leaving Aftermath and going off on his own. Now, is he a great label owner in finding talent? We'll have to see what Baby Keem does, right? And we'll have to see where he goes after this. But, this is a weird move to me because I would have thought Top Dog and him would have joined forces more. And maybe J-Rock do something. And then they kind of all ran the label together. And I think this is a bad thing for TDE to lose Kendrick right now. It's not up to Top Dog. Top Dog's a fair person. He probably tried to work it out with Kendrick, and Kendrick really just wanted to go in his own direction. I mean, he didn't drop music for like 4 years. That's a long time. It's a long time to go without dropping. Little Durk's been complaining. He's been saying, what did he say? I don't like it when people cry online, but I understand. Sometimes people don't want to talk to anybody else. They want to talk to their fans. But I talk to people on live sometimes too. But he's just, I think he's doing this to get reposted. He says, "I am crying inside. Obviously, you've lost like so many people in the past couple of years. You couldn't be perfectly happy. And I want another son," he says. "Also, you have a case coming up," which is scary. That case didn't just go away. Hopefully he beats it. It's a weird case. Super Bowl weekend of all weekends to wow out at the Varsity. I don't know. It's on tape. What else was I going to talk about? I think that's it, man. I was going to talk about something else, but I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. Yo, let's revisit this before we leave. Memphis Bleek. The more I think about it, I'm like, this dude is tripping. Memphis Bleek couldn't go in a versus with anybody, And trust me, I like Memphis Bleek. I have nothing against him. But that was a crazy comment to say Nas doesn't have the music to go against Jay. Nas versus Jay-Z would be a great versus. What is he talking about? Jay-Z has tons of hit records. Nas has tons of classic records. That would be a great versus, okay? Because it would be very different. But, it's who's really in that versus. There's not really a winner. It's really just who performs better, And they're both very mellow guys, So, who would outperform the other one? And you can't do the Beyonce cheat code. That's not fair. You can't bring Beyonce. Now, this versus would never happen because these guys, first of all, they're very busy. Nas is a venture capitalist, meaning, he invests in companies. And he's, obviously still into music, making music. Jay-Z looks like he might be working on a new album. And he runs, a bunch of companies. So that would probably never happen. But I wonder if they would ever do it for the culture. Because, there's no amount of money. I don't think you could pay those guys to sit down and do that. Plus, they had a real beef in the past. And, they've been really cool for the past decade. So, over a decade, I'm sorry. Been really cool for the past 15 years. So, even though there's a lot of competition still there. You know, like Jay-Z, anytime chance he gets, he's dropping when Nas drops. It's a little bit of a hater move. People won't see it that way. I do, but it's very competitive at the same time. And I think Nas looks at it as a compliment. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. I hope you guys have a great start to your day. I just wanted to get something off around this time. And we'll start the day in about 2 hours for real, for real. Appreciate you guys. Peace.